Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 2024 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So, if the King of Swords reversed, we have the Three of Cups reversed. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Death card. It's a strong Scorpio energy. We have the Star card, strong Aquarius energy. We have the Moon, which is strong Pisces energy, and we have the Nine of Pentacles reverse. So let's make sure you can see that all nice and clearly. Okay. So what's interesting is that we're represented by the sword in the minor arcana. So when the Knight of Swords comes reversed, Spirit is saying here, hey, listen, be mindful of getting in your own way. Be mindful also that we want things to go super fast during this time. We want things to be super productive, but we want a speed to things that isn't necessarily going to be there. So just be mindful about this, because we're going to think any movement forward or any movement is good movement. It's movement that we're going to be looking for. And it doesn't matter if it winds up leading us forward or backwards or somewhere like left or right or like, all squiggly wiggly somewhere. We're going to think, oh, as long as we're going somewhere, as long as we're doing something, it's going to be good for us. So Spirit is saying here, do be mindful about this. Now, with the Three of Cups reversed, now this says friendship here. The Three of Cups reversed for me is very much a sense of somebody who's supposed to be celebrating you, who just isn't. Somebody who's supposed to be a friend. Somebody who, is supposed to be on your side. This could be a parent. This could be a teacher. This could be a partner. This could be whomever. And it could be from when you were really small. And these things are coming up right now for one reason or another. So just be mindful about this. Or there's a betrayal that's really connecting us to bigger betrayals in our lives that we had squished down within us. So just being aware. We have rebirth coming forward, very much a crucible time I'm seeing here when it comes to money, when it comes to career. There's this rebirth that's guiding us in a direction that we didn't know we would be taking. Also very strong Scorpio energy. So if you're born on the cusp with Scorpio or you have Scorpio in your chart, that's going to be quite intense moving forward. The star is, of course, Aquarius energy. It lends to the wish. It is our wish moving forward, but it's our soul's wish. And what we're going to see here is we're really going to start to see, are we moving in alignment with what our soul deeply wants? Are we moving in alignment with what our ego wants? So that's going to be something very powerful that comes up during this time, because the moon is illusions, yes, but the moon is Pisces energy, and Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the ruler of the unseen world, and that's what the moon is. The moon illuminates the unseen world. The moon illuminates the night. And what we're going to be seeing here is we're going to be seeing our passions and our fire, our determination illuminated in a much quieter, in a much gentler way. We're also going to see our fears coming forward, things that have held us back, things that are pushing us forward, things that we've been questioning. And it leads us to the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Now, the Nine of Pentacles reversed is very much a sense of we're having trouble being in the moment. We can very much live in the past very, very easily. We can live in the future also very easily. But right here, right now, that's going to be difficult for us, which that's where our prosperity is going to come from. So just be mindful about this during this time. If we can find that, we're like, oh, it was better when, or we become very reminiscent of, or, this hurt me when type of energy, and we find that we're moving towards the past, we have to curtail that. We have to nip that in the bud. And if we find that we're living in the future, oh, when this happens, when that happens, and we're living mostly in our imagination, that we have to curtail too. It's fantastic to send out the vibrational energy. This is what I want for my future. But when what we desire for our future overtakes the present of our now, like the gift of where we stand right now, that's what we have to be mindful of. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, please put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced on the 1st of February in a separate video. So thank you all so much. Good luck to each and every one of you. Do not be scammed by anybody contacting you in the comment box. It will not be me. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Here it's wisdom. We, we get wiser as we get older, right? And that's because we've made mistakes, we've lived through things, and we see things differently than when we're younger. And this is going to be a time where we're looking at our wisdom, we're looking at the knowledge that we have accumulated over time, and we're connecting with ourselves, we're standing in the energy of us. And that's going to be a very big deal, to have wisdom guiding us forward, to be centered in that wisdom, and to be centered in our knowledge and our connection with ourselves. That's important. So let's see what our chakra energy is for this time. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides show me clearly. We have two coming forward. This is self mastery, and this is the solar plexus chakra, and this is play, and this is the heart chakra. Now, the very interesting thing with play, which is where spirit is telling me to start, play with the heart chakra, you cannot play if you do not feel safe. So you might really ask yourself, when is the last time you played? When is the last time you had fun? When is the last time you laughed? And just fully embrace being alive, right? Just being in the moment, being alive. Playing does not necessarily get you anywhere. Like if you're playing, like especially as a little kid, right? If you play with little kids, it's just being in the moment and being silly. So here it's that energy of play moving us forward. It's being in the moment and being silly. It's not sport, it's not competition. It is just simply play for the sake of play. And Spirit is saying, let that energy move you forward. Let that guide you. And if we can't play, why don't we feel safe? Okay? How are we embracing our heart? What is it that we love? Self mastery moves us. This is the solar plexus chakra. As we listen to our gut, as we listen to our solar plexus chakra, we start to master ourselves. We start to really connect with who we are, what we love, what we want, how we're moving forward, and what we're seeking in our lives. And that's a big deal. Our energy to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. Here we have the moon reversed. Yeah, that's our fears coming forward. Now, that's also Pisces energy. So be mindful if you have Pisces energy in your chart, if you have Pisces in your lives. It comes across very intensely. Yes, very good for us, but also we need to be mindful of where the fears and the doubts and the kind of imagination of it all, because the mind has such electricity. That's not the right word, but the mind has such a movement to it, has such a way of seeing things, and putting forward the what ifs, that can really hold us back. So just being aware of this during this time is going to be super important to us. Spirit is saying here, what do you fear, and why do you fear it? Are those fears moving you forward? Are those fears holding you back? Are we running away from our own shadow, which is something we have to be mindful of doing, because we're always going to be right behind ourselves then. So just be aware of this. With the Knight of Swords reversed, the Knight of Swords it's us. Knight of Swords is the hero energy. I always see the Knight of Swords as the White Knight card. We like to be the hero in stories. We like to have that hero energy as an air sign energy. All air sign energies, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we like that sense of being the hero of the story. So just be aware of this, that when this is reversed, we may not feel like we're in as much control as we want to be in. So being mindful about that, but also being mindful that there's this energy here where it's like, just keep going, just keep moving, just. And it can make a lot of chaos instead of saying, hey, listen, let's slow it down. What do I want? Because the Knight of Swords is meant, I always see the Knight of Swords as the prince in the Disney movie Sleeping Beauty, right? Where he charges down the hill, he slays the dragon, he cuts through the brambles, the poison, the thorns, he ascends the tower, he wakes the princess, right? So you cut through your dragons, you slay your dragons, the things that you fear that are holding you back, you cut through the poison of this world, you ascend, right? You move to a higher frequency, energy vibration, and you awaken the part of you, most likely the sacred feminine, that has been sleeping for a very long time, and you connect. And that's a powerful energy that moves us and guides us. And we're going to be seeing that here with us during this time, that we want to have that ascension, we want to have that power, but with the with the Knight of Swords reverse, we feel stuck in one way or another. And because we feel stuck, we're going to be like, that's it. I'm just going for it. I'm going after whatever it is that seems like I can have a win right now. With the Three of Cups reverse, be mindful, because there's somebody who's supposed to be able to hold the cup to you. There's somebody who's supposed to be able to celebrate you who just isn't. They're just not able to. And we can take that very personally, right? It could have started off as, okay, I'm hearing Chiron. Come forward, Chiron, Chiron. Now, it could be a person's name, right? Most definitely. But Chiron is also the wounded warrior. And wherever Chiron arises in our chart, that's where our original wound is. Kind of like to think of it as like original sin, right? That's our original wound. It's something that stays with us. Now, whether you believe in original sin or not, I just think it's interesting the way that they're named. So here, there's that energy of that original wound. So there's that original hurt that stays with us, right? And this Three of Cups energy reverse has built off of that. It's an insecurity that we carry. It's a hurt that we carry. Oh, of course you're going to leave me. My father did. My mother did. My this did. My caregiver couldn't love me. Why could you? That type of energy that stemmed all the way back from when we were little and we felt insecure and helpless. That comes forward now, and it leads us to the Death card. It leads us to this rebirth through fire, a crucible, one might say. This dying away of the old self, this rebirth of the new, passion, determination, fire, focus, insight. We are going to see ourselves reborn. But first, this hurt and pain is going to want us to stay still. Now, we have what our soul deeply wants. And I know we're talking about money and career, and you might be saying, what does this have to do with it? It has to do with the fact that we will not get the financial reward that we deserve, that we want. Okay? During this time, if we do not look at our original pain and hurt and see how that's keeping us in the past or the imagination of the future, instead of just standing right here, right now with us. So being aware of this is going to be super important for us. We are going to be transforming. We're going to be seeing things differently. As we see things differently, we start to see ourselves differently. It leads us to say, am I connecting with what I deeply wish for? Or what is it that I deeply want in this world right now for me? And when we say that wish, sit with it a little bit. It's like, does it align? It's not like, oh yeah, can you believe it? If I get this, then everybody will look at me and everybody will be so, envious of me or so proud of me or so this or so that. It's like, does it align? Does it align with your soul and yourself? Will you be proud of you? Or will it then be, okay, I have to go do the next thing. I have to go achieve this. I have to go achieve that. So many of us, we spend our whole lives, going after putting out, the carrot in front of us or the ring in front of us, hitting our mark, getting it. And then, okay, now I'm not satisfied. Let's go to the next thing. I'll be happy when, but we're never happy. Happiness is a choice. And I know that sounds really lame. And I absolutely agree with that. But then sitting with that, you see some people who have everything and they're miserable. And you think you have everything you could possibly imagine, and you're miserable. Why? Because to look at things and to choose to say, okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with where I am right now. I have to do some work, right, to get to the place that my soul wants to be, but I'm happy with where I stand. You see some people who have nothing. I've worked with people who have everything. I've worked with people who have nothing. And people who have nothing, some of them are the happiest people. The happiest people. And you sit there and you think, whoa, how is that? So here, with the wish, are you aligned with your soul? Because that brings happiness. Or what you wishing for, or is what you're wishing for, is what you're going after, aligned with your soul and yourself. So sit with that energy. Look at it for 2024. Look and say, okay, is what I want to achieve for this year, for myself, is it aligned with me? Is it harmonizing with me? Will it raise my energy vibration or will it bring it down? Because will it raise my wealth, money or what I value as much as money, or will it bring it down? Will it raise my career? Will it make me more, able to show up for work, able to be prosperous in work, able to connect with work, or will it make it so that I don't even want to be here? And then also, if we're raising our energy vibration in ourselves, do we realize this isn't the right job for me, right? This isn't the place I need to be. So just being aware of this, it leads us to the moon. It leads us to looking at our fears, to looking at what we love and what we want and what's important. How are we moving forward? What are we going after? What fears are holding us back? Because again, the Nine of Pentacles reverse, gratitude. Gratitude. Are we thankful for where we stand? Or again, are we always thinking of the past or always thinking of the future and never being right where we need to be? Never standing right where we are, because that's where the wealth is. That's where the prosperity is. That's where our bounty is. So it's not always living in tomorrow. It's not always living in yesterday, but being right here, right now. And that's the thing that we have to, like, if we take away one thing from this whole entire reading, it's being right in the moment and letting that moment guide us forward. It's standing right where we are and being aware of ourselves. And that's going to be the game changer. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated. Oh, goodness. No, now let's do our subconscious energy. As we just jump to the end. Our subconscious energy is prosperity. Subconsciously, Spirit is saying you are meant to be prosperous. Embracing that prosperity is going to be so important. But seeing it for you. We tend to think prosperity looks this way. This is what makes wealth. This is what makes happiness. You have to drive this car. You have to have this suit. You have to, shop in this shop. And it doesn't. It doesn't. Sometimes those people are the poorest people. And sometimes when people are perfectly happy, right? It doesn't mean they have to be miserable. But it is living in our prosperity and living in the energy that's right for us and not trying to be somebody else. Our subconscious chakra energy is forgiveness. It's the heart chakra. Embracing forgiveness. This is one of my favorite cards because when I see this, I don't think, oh, you have to go out and forgive everybody. No, you can. You can absolutely do that. Forgiving people who hurt us is important. But it happens when we forgive ourselves. When we say, listen, I couldn't have changed that. We could say, oh, I picked the wrong person, or I did the wrong thing, or if only I had shown up on time, or this or that, a myriad of things. And Spirit is saying here, forgive. Forgive. Embrace your heart and forgive. Forgive the things that people say, oh my gosh, you're mad at yourself about that. Like, that's so silly. So what? It's you. It's your heart. It's your soul. It's yourself. Let yourself be silly. Connect with what you love. Connect with loving you and move forward in forgiveness. It moves us then to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. And that's the Princess of Cups reversed. That's the Page of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Be mindful of not being a student of your heart. Be mindful of people's emotional energy being everywhere, just kind of like spewed all over you. Be mindful of that, about this. Be mindful that your inner child is wanting to teach you, is wanting to connect with you, but we're not listening. So just be mindful about that. It's also water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. And we have Scorpio and we have Pisces here. So we just don't have Cancer, but water sign energy is showing up strong in this reading. Our subconscious tarot message is the Two of Swords. We're going to see ourselves heading in a direction that we didn't realize we needed to head into. We're going to see a severing of ties, things that are no longer important to us, relevant to us. We're going to see ourselves heading in a direction that needs to be. We've seen everything so black and white page, black print, everything has to be just like this. And Spirit's saying why. So just be aware of this during this time, that Spirit is saying why. And we're going to start to see ourselves looking at things and starting to open up the door in different ways. Okay. All right, Libra. Now let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. And know that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.